Well, that's about right. And right on time. Hey, welcome to the Eternal Baseball Podcast. We appreciate you tuning in for a possible playoff elimination doubleheader. I'm your regular host, Mark Weber, but straight from the comments section and the What's on Joe Mind podcast, it's our ace out of the bullpen, and you know how the bullpen treats us.
Yes.
Rack time, Rob. How you doing, Rob?
Hello. Thanks for sticking with us through the end of Smokey and the Bandit.
Right? Man, Smokey's going to get him sooner or later.
Oh, yeah.
But, we do have two. We're at Game 5 of the NL and ALCS in Season 4, the Eternal Baseball Playoffs. And we've got upstarts with 3-1 leads in both series. So Oakland, who was below 500 but won the West, but finished the season on a tear and hasn't stopped. They have a 3-1 lead on the Boston Red Sox, who were the second wild card, but still won like 101 games. So they were a juggernaut, just coming out of a very tough East. They beat the two-time defending champion New York Yankees. Moment of silence. Fair. So they exercised that demon, and here they are in the ALCS, but Oakland is taking it to them. We'll have Game 5 from Fenway Park. That's the second half of our doubleheader. But we'll open in St. Louis, where the top National League wildcard team, the Cardinals, are hosting the best team in the National League, the Chicago Cubs. And they've got a 3-1 lead. The Cubbies' backs are against the wall on the road. So it's going to be a good night. We do want to say hello to the gentleman joining us in the comments so far. Hello to Cameron. Hello to James. And Cameron lets us know that the A's are the 2020 Astros. Well, maybe a little more likable, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But we are going to try to move quick because we want to get through 2 games. We always try to keep it about an hour. I don't know if we'll get 2 games in 1 hour, but and here we go. Munchkin's along for the ride. Good to see you. But like I said, we're going to start in St. Louis. Let me share my screen here so I can show you what's going on. Entire screen. This one. Share the audio. Boom. We get small. It gets big. And we're ready for baseball here. So now normally we play as the home teams, but because I like to think we give a little advantage to who we're playing, we're going to play as the teams with their backs to the wall. Meaning we'll be the Cubs and the Red Sox. And Red Sox fans, if it makes you nervous that a pair of Yankee fans are controlling your playoff destiny,
it should. No.
It should. We promise we'll play nice. And we take suggestions from the comments all the time. So if we're looking at a pitching change or maybe a pinch hit situation, pinch run, when we're setting the lineups, we'll certainly lean on the wisdom of the Eternal Baseball fans, because obviously if you like Eternal Baseball, you're a pretty smart cookie. That's what I think. And Cameron Fletcher, as Cub fan number 1, is happy to help. All right, Cameron. So you'll help us with the lineups here. Let's pop to it. Pitching wise first. So we're looking at replays.
We need to work King Kelly into all 9 positions over the course of the night.
The best bit was he's actually active. And the Cubs won Game 3, I think it was 15-1.
Wow.
But I forget who started, but he ran out of gas. And I went, you know what? King Kelly's pitching that 9th inning. And he got 3 pop outs and out just like that. So King Kelly at least did his family proud. So it's Cubs ace Mordecai Brown, 23-14 this season with a 2.02. That ain't bad. And for the Cardinals, it's not slim. Oh, it's Mort Cooper, who was 25-9, but with a 3.13. So either way, you got 2 real good pitchers on the mound today, 2 right-handers. So for the Cardinals, against righties, it's usually Chick Hafey cleaning up. Look him up if you haven't seen his numbers. Stan Musial leads off. Musial can play anywhere. He's good in left, center, right, and first base. So among the pantheon of like all-time baseball gods, he gives you some flexibility. Most of them don't, right? So
yeah,
we love Stan Musial. Johnny Mize hits third and usually DHs. That'll break up our lefties. And then Frankie Frisch, we'll see how this goes. Frisch is probably our shortstop. but just because he hits so good, like 326 against right-handers, it's hard to keep that on the bench. But they also have Ozzie Smith, right? So we'll see. Pujols hits. Let me see. I think I actually hit Pujols 6th.
Wow.
Right? Simmons 5th, just to keep the lefty-righty switch thing going on. They're pretty close in numbers, 867 to 872. So, but yeah, Pujols hitting 6th gives you an idea of how terrifying this Cardinals lineup is. And then similarly, Jim Edmonds in center, Rogers Hornsby, last year's National League MVP hitting 8th. Woods. We play Musial in right, and then a guy I didn't know much about before doing the Eternal Baseball, Ken Boyer, is a really underrated player. Fantastic third baseman, a lot of power. So that's how the Cardinals stack up. 2 things to watch. Got Ozzie Smith as a defensive replacement at short. Got Lou Brock on the bench as a pinch runner.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be Chicago, but we're going to have to look out for those guys. All right, so switch it over. Cameron. Yeah, Cameron's thinking about doing an opener. If it was a different starter, maybe, but you have your ace fully rested. And Strop's been fantastic. We'll see Strop unless a little 3-finger Brown throws a 9-inning shutout. But I don't know if I can go with an opener. We've never done it before. I'd hate to debut it in the playoffs in an elimination game, right? Yeah, I think I want to play it safe. But don't let King Kelly's numbers confuse you here with his OPS of 1,000 against right-handers, because I believe that's 1 for 3. So the one day he's stuck in the lineup with a schnoz on. So he is active, but the way the Cubs usually set up, and then sound off if you're unhappy with any of this. I got Gabby Hartnett cleaning up. Billy Williams hits 3rd to break up all these righties. Ernie Banks starts but plays first base, and that'll make sense here in a minute. Aramis Ramirez is your third baseman. Phil Cavaretta ends up in right field. He can play a couple different places. Hack Wilson in center. Javi Baez, great against right-handers in this game.
Yeah.
Not so much in real baseball, but remember, this
not anymore.
Top 3 seasons average. Baez has a 9 defensively at short. So he brings a lot of value. Riggs Stevenson, who I knew nothing about before we started Eternal Baseball, plays a couple different places. He's usually the DH. And then Ryan Sandberg hitting 9th.
Right. A guy who typically hits 3rd or 4th.
Got some hate for Rob. Yep.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, you're used to that. Thinly veiled sibling venom right there, but we dig it. Cameron, I shot down your opener concept, but if you want to make any changes here, I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to sound off. I'm not playing King Kelly, but and Contreras is okay, is good against righties, but Gabby Hartnett has the best OPS. Yeah, and here we go. I totally forgot this nickname for Riggs Stevenson was Warhorse.
Warhouse.
I mean, come on. All right, we got the blessing from Cub fan number 1. So we're ready for baseball. Let's load it up.
Pitching for St. Louis, number 13, Mort Cooper. Leading off for Chicago, first baseman, Ernie Banks.
So let me give control of the Cardinals to St. Louis. And even if you're a Cub fan and cannot stand the Cardinals, this ballpark with the arch just beyond, I mean,
I was just about to say what a nice picture of Busch Stadium this is.
Yeah. I've got good, some not so good. I'm always on the hunt for better ballpark photography, but I think I got St. Louis down. Yeah. So Ernie Banks, good bunter. We'll have to remember that for later. Hang on here. Let me turn this up just a little bit. Okay. So here we go. We're ready for, oh yeah, here we go. Busch. And we're ready for baseball. I told you that,
Third
Ken
baseman,
Boyer. You can pick it.
Aramis Ramirez.
And Cub fans are going to be calling for Santo by the third inning.
Left
I know
fielder,
it, but
Billy
Yeah.
Williams.
Aramis's numbers are better on the year. Here we go. Okay, that's fair. I was at an MLB All-Star Fan Fest in Chicago back in my McFarland Toys days, and I counted 3 different Cubs fans walking around wearing a shirt with a Cardinal on it with his back facing you, and it said, "Cardinal fans like it in their poo holes." So I'm not sure how friendly that rivalry is, but good for you, Cameron. If you have,
You know what? I
family
think there's more venom between Cubs and White Sox fans than there are between Cubs and Cardinals.
Probably true. Probably true. Here's Billy Williams. I mean, Jim Edmonds catches everything.
Pitching for Chicago, Mordecai Brown.
Mordecai,
Leading
I believe,
off for
that's
St.
fine.
Louis, right fielder, Stan Musial.
All right. With a little dribbler. It's funny that when I see it hit towards Javi Baez, I'm like, no problem.
Shortstop,
right? Or when he
Frankie,
comes up, I'm like,
Frisch.
he's kind of dangerous because I haven't felt that way in a long time.
Yeah, since he left Chicago.
Right? Like, ugh. All right, here we go. There it is. I mean, it's a good time to be a White Sox hater right now.
It's easy.
Yep. Okay, here's Frankie Frisch is a fantastic bunter. Just something to think about later on. There's Ernie Banks taking care of business.
Designated hitter, Johnny Mize.
Johnny Mize. Oh, and there goes the no-no. But fine.
Well, pressure's off.
Yeah. 2 down for Chick Hafey. Popping it straight up. Gabby Hart that's got an eye on it.
Catcher,
There we go.
Gabby.
Looks like Chick
Hartnett.
Hafey was going to catch it.
Right. Speaking of Gabby Hartnett. I mean, that's a mile high. Oh, it must have gone further than I thought. Off the wall, Hartnett with a lead-off double.
Right fielder, number 43, Phil Cavaretta.
Look at Phil's eyebrows, right? Like, oof.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad he didn't do the unibrow because that might have been too powerful. But those double caterpillars got to be
the part of Phil
intimidating.
Cavaretta will be Eugene Levy.
Right?
Take your base.
Ball 4.
Center fielder, Hack Wilson.
Great bunter, big power. Is it too early to bunt the guys over, Rob?
Yeah.
All right. Big power for Hack Wilson. Hack Wilson was like 5'9", 220. and played a good center field and had a drinking problem.
Yes.
So there's a lot to like there. Single to center. Hartnett scores. Cavaretta the third. It's
Shortstop,
1-0 Cubs.
Number 9,
Oh, here we
Javier
go.
Baez.
This is good to know. Fair enough. Wonder what Pujols' bunt rating is. I don't know. When the last time Pujols got the bunt sign? Like, come on.
2001?
Right, 7th grade maybe. Here's Javi Baez.
Designated
with a
hitter,
dribbling
Briggs
infield single,
Stevenson.
which
Wow.
scores somebody. And now we got first and second, nobody out. Is it too early to have St. Louis get somebody ready here? There's nobody out and 2 men on. They're up.
Yeah.
They're up 3 games to 1. We'll give another batter. Stevenson lines out.
Second baseman, Ryan
1 down.
Sandberg.
Here's Ryan Sandberg with a tapper. Bruce Hornsby in the range flips to second for 1. That's all they'll get. First and third, Ernie Banks, top of the lineup. Banks lines out.
Catcher,
Could have been
Simmons.
worse.
Yeah. Wriggled off the hook.
That's what my dog thinks. Here, Emma, what's this? Huh? You like this?
Ooh.
Go get it. That'll keep her busy for a little while. All right, here's Ted Simmons, nicknamed Simba.
Ball 4.
Oh, here we go. God, it's good to have a research
First
section.
baseman, number 5, Albert Pujols.
Whoa, in the year 200.
Ooh.
I knew Pujols had been around for a while.
Yeah, he had a long career.
Wow. Yeah, bunt rating 0 for Albert. 1 man on, nobody out. Oh, he lashes a single to the left. Simmons will hold at second. We got
Center
first and
fielder,
second, nobody out.
Jim Edmonds.
Here's Jim Edmonds with a little liner to Sandberg. It looks like Pujols is
Second
doubled
baseman,
off.
Rogers.
Oh,
Come on now. It's the playoffs. You got to have your head on straight.
you can't be wandering off the bag that far with bad feet.
Nope, not with Sandberg. I remember when ESPN got their baseball contract in the late 80s, was it? Like 88,
Yeah.
80, something like that. And I was so excited that we'd get more baseball on TV. And I didn't know Joe Morgan very well. But he and John Miller were the play-by-play crew. And Joe Morgan savaged every second baseman who had the misfortune to play on that broadcast. He picked them apart. And the first one I ever saw survive and actually get praise from Joe Morgan was Sandberg.
Yeah.
Really had nothing but nice things to say about Rhino. But everybody else just got riddled with criticism.
I mean, Rhino's on his level, though. I mean, so it's just...
Yeah. But I'm like, I could only imagine being the second baseman for the pot, being Bip Roberts and going, oh, man.
Yeah.
We're on ESPN this week. I'm going to tell my family not to watch. Here's
Joe kind of did have that little bit of, back in my day, here's how we would have done it.
A little bit. Here's Rogers Hornsby. Pops one up. Billy Williams is under it. That's the third out. We go to the top of the third. Cubs up 2-0. Playoffs. Aramis Ramirez. Down the line. Good single to the left.
There you go.
Here's Billy Williams. Another guy I didn't know that much about until I started digging into the stats. He was a hell of a ball player.
Oh, yeah.
But Jim Edmonds is nonplussed. Here's Gabby Hartnett. To Boyer, to Hornsby, over to Pujols. This is a double play.
Around the horn.
Baseman,
Just like that.
Ken Boyer.
Here's Ken Boyer. Cleet's brother. Tapping out to Sandberg. Stand the man. We got a lot of that. But Hack Wilson's under it. And here's Frankie Frisch. Walking. Johnny Mize sends one to right, but it looks like Cavaretta's got it. All done. Cavaretta leads off. Here we go. Top of the fourth. 2-0 Cubs. Ooh. Pujols! I thought Pujols caught that. That's some range. Got a hot dog and some Don Mattingly popcorn while
there
he was
you
over
go.
there. Popping it up. Not once this whole season has a Cubs fan said, where's Sammy Sosa? On any of our boards, on our homepage.
Yeah.
Sosa had such a rotten year. He's not even on the active roster, which is unusual considering the stats are based on best 3 consecutive seasons. So Sosa's a terror.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, didn't have it this year, and no Cub fan missed it. So let's where he is on the Sean-o-meter, right? Like very low on the Sean-o-meter. Here's Hack Wilson. Oh, okay. Cameron Fletcher. Hello, Emma. This is going to be the best podcast ever, I can tell. Emma, what about this? Go get it. You don't want that? She doesn't usually bring them back, so that's a good sign. All right, so we got Hack Wilson, 1 out. Cameron Fletcher was saying next time there's a runner on first with 1 out, try a hit and run. Well, I mean, we're not a drive-up window, but we do aim to please. So, oh, here we go. Yeah.
Whiskey speed.
Just tell Hack there's a flask under second base.
Yeah, he'll be there.
Here we go. Hit and run. It's foul down the line. Gonna reach the stands though.
Pummel!
One out. We can do it again. Jim Edmonds. All right, so no more hit and run. We gave it a shot. Here's the Warhorse. He's out at first. All right, bottom of the fourth. Chick Hafey. Oh, going for two. A hustle double.
Well, Ramirez is injured.
Who's hurt? No, it looked like Ramirez. It's actually Hafey. So Hafey hurt himself sliding into second on that hustle double and is replaced by Joe Medwick. All right. That is, we'll have to see how serious that is after the game. Hafey is their best hitter, which is weird to say on a team with Stan Musial and Albert Pujols.
And Rogers Hornsby.
Right? Goodness. Here's Ted Simmons. Oh, that's going to score a run. Pretty sure. No, Cavaretta's arm holds him at third. All right. Nobody out. Runners on the corners for Albert Pujols. Sends one foul down the line. Billy Williams runs out of room.
Pummel!
Not much foul ground there once you get to the outfield. A tapper to third. Ramirez is up with it. Throw home, 15% chance to get the runner. There goes Emma. Or an 85% chance to turn the double play. I think you got to turn two here, don't you?
Yeah. Sacrifice 2 for 1 run, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Throw home, no. To Sandberg, to Banks. 2 down, 1 run scores. It's 2-1 Cubs, but 2 down now. Nobody on for Jim Edmonds. Man, Brown's not really getting it done this inning. We'll see. We watch our team and we watch the other team too, because we don't want anything, unfair or unreasonable to happen. But right now, Brown's getting me nervous. Here's Hornsby. Pops it up. Wilson's got it. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 2-1 Cubs over the Pujols. Here's Ryan Sandberg, who we saw images of him out at a park. I forget which park, but visiting a ballpark a couple weeks ago. I believe he's completed chemotherapy and is about to start radiation as he's fighting cancer right now. So, of course, Cub and Cardinal fans alike, and Philly fans who wish they'd never made that trade, obviously we're wishing the best for Rido. And there he goes. Medwick's up with it. Sandberg digging for 2. He's in there. Now, this is where if Brent were here and saw Sandberg with a 64% chance to steal third with nobody out,
he'd be going for it.
He would at least be considering it or lobbying for it. But with nobody out, I think we're good. Here's Ernie Banks. And top of the order. Banks taps to Pujols, but that'll move Sandberg to third. And now here's Aramis Ramirez. Oh, it's a wild pitch. Sandberg's coming home. He's in, or pass ball.
And there you go.
3-1, just like that. Here's Aramis Ramirez, 1 out. Here we go. That's exactly right. Oh, DeJesus for Sandberg. One of the very famous baseball trader, infamous maybe. All right, so runner on first, 1 down. Here's Billy Williams. Medwick makes the catch. 2 down for Gabby Hart. Sitting down. All right, so here we are, bottom of the 5th. Brown's only thrown 60 pitches. He can throw up to 150, so he's in good shape.
Yeah, he's as old school as they get. So
yeah, he can go all night. I don't think there's more than 150. I believe that's the upper limit.
He's on the Mr. Burns All-Stars.
Right. Here's Stan Musial. Good point here, too. Man. They hated those infield prospects. They just knew Juan Samuel was going to bring them a title. Here's Frankie Frisch.
They had all the infield they needed with Michael Jack Schmidt.
Right. All right, so Frisch walks, and he's frisky over there at first, so we're going to throw a pick off his way. Keep him close. That's a little closer. That's better, 67. 2 down, Johnny Mize. With a tapper, Ramirez is up with it, throws, got him. Top of the 6th, 3-1 Cubs. Here's Phil Cavaretta. Medwick's under it, no problem. Hack Wilson.
Dead ball.
Oh, he hit Hack Wilson.
Boy.
Man. He's not much of a threat to steal at 52.
He didn't steal.
1 down, Javi Baez. Cameron, you were a fan of a hit and run last time in this exact situation. You still want a hit and run here? Speak now or forever hold your peace. We do need that. We need 5.9 seconds of Jeopardy music just to keep YouTube happy. Cameron, talking to you, man. Not hitting and running. That's fine. Here's the regular hit. It's a tapper. Looks like an 8 Boyer up at third, though.
Yeah.
A 9 rated defender out of 10. Oy.
It happens.
Man, first and second, nobody out. Here is Riggs, Warhorse, Stevenson. Lines out to Pujols, but the runners hold. Bottom of the order, Ryan Sandberg, 2 down. Looks like a pop-up. Maybe Pujols will run into Hornsby. No such thing.
Left fielder, Joe Medwick.
Oh, they announced him because it's his first at bat. All right, Joe Medwick. Tapping it to Ernie Banks.
To Ernie.
1 down. Ted Simmons. Billy Williams is under it. Mordecai Brown is up to the task tonight.
Yes, he is.
Man. Here's Albert Pujols. Billy Williams bobbles it. Pujols digging for second. He'll be in there. So single in an error. Pujols is on second with 2 down for Jim Edmonds. Man. Hornsby's hitting 154 in the playoffs. But there's no way in a 3-1 game you're going to put Edmonds on to pitch to Hornsby, right?
Yeah.
And they can't do that. All right. But Edmonds is going to make us pay, I think. Single to right. Cavaretta's got a good arm. We got a 15% chance to nail Pujols at the plate, but Edmonds likely advances if we throw. Good arm, slow runner.
All you,
no. Rob. No?
No.
Okay. Not throwing home. Hold Edmonds at first. Pujols scores 3-2 Cubs. Cameron Fletcher says the exact same thing. I'd throw the second. All right. Here's
I've seen too often. You let that guy go to second, he comes around.
Yeah, and that throw might no guarantee that throw's going to get handled at home plate either. So here's Rogers Hornsby with 2 down. He got some of it, but not enough. Billy Williams puts it in. We go to the top of the 7th. It's 3-2. Chicago Cubs. Here's Ernie Banks. Walking. I like that. 28% to steal. Not what I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. All right, so just to help our Cardinal friends out,
it might be time to warm up the bullpen.
Yep, let's pop over into their bullpen and see if they've got a mad Hungarian. And Isringhausen closes for them, so it's Rosenthal as the other setup. So they got a lefty and a righty now, as they like. Give a control back to the computer. Here's Billy Williams.
Al Krabowski in from the booth.
Right.
Strike 3.
Billy Williams sits down. Cleanup hitter, Gabby Hartnett, 1 down. A tapper to third. Boyer's got it to Hornsby, but apparently Ramirez got him with the back brain kick. Both of their guys are ready. Phil Cavaretta is up. Cabaretta is not real good against lefties. There's a bunch of righties afterwards. Is this Roboski time if you were a Cardinal fan? Cooper's got 37 pitches left in him if you want, but let's throw it out to the we don't have any Cardinal fans directly out there, but let's see what the assembled fans have to say in the comments. You bringing in Roboski to face Cabaretta? Cabaretta's a 282 hitter against lefties, 336 against righties.
So but decent either way.
We don't have the MLB's 3-batter rule. So Roboski can just face Cabaretta, and then you have Rosenthal ready for the next, 6 right-handers in a row. Yeah, I was going to say, and Cameron abstained anyway, right? But I was going to say anybody but Cameron. Sound up. All right, first one in makes the call, and it's Mad
Hungarian.
So this will take a little doing, but we got to become St. Louis, bring in Roboski.
Yep. Because the computer often will let these guys pitch until their arm falls off.
Yeah.
Roboski.
The computer sticks with them too long, in my opinion, but we've also gotten burned a ton by using bullpen by the numbers, right? So maybe they know something we don't.
They hate bullpen.
They don't like the relievers, All right, so the St. Louis is back. Computer's in control of St. Louis, but it's the Mad Hungarian, Al Roboski on the mound.
Look at that photo.
Looking good. Cabaretta with a tapper to Hornsby. He'll go to first. Got him. And they're out of the inning. And now, the most valuable organist. A little drink here.
This 7th inning stretch brought to you by Budweiser.
That's right. Bum, bum, bum. Just looking here. As we do consider the pen. Pedro Strop's been their best reliever by far. Again, that's only 18 innings because the computer doesn't use relievers very much. Carlos Marmol's been good too with a 3.04 ERA and almost 12 strikeouts per 9. Ooh. So pretty good. And then Lee Smith just a step down from that. So it's definitely Strop closing, Marmol setting up, and Smith if needed. And Paul Ossenmacher if you're dying to throw a lefty out there.
But again, but then again, too, he's got like a 12.1 A per 9 rate. So,
Yeah, not bad. Yeah. All right, so here we are with Ken Boyer up. He's probably hitting here in the 7th. Okay. So, here we go. Oh, Strope. Sorry about that. We'll see how the computer says it. Probably says Strahop, but we'll find out. Strope. Good to know. Good to know. When I was working in sports radio, the White Sox brought up a prospect to make his first start in like 2000, 2001. And I printed out, I'm getting ready for the update, and I'm like, Buehrle. I got no idea. I got no idea what to do with that.
Yeah.
I think we actually didn't mention it because we were in D.C., right? Chicago's new starter for rookie, but I had no idea how to say Burley from we're only seeing it spelled out, right?
Yeah.
All right, here's Mordecai Brown and Ken Boyer. One down.
Billy's got it.
Here's Stan the Man. Popping it up. Brown has been every bit the ace today.
He has.
Good thing we didn't go with that opener, huh? Just saying.
The opener's never a good strategy.
Just doesn't feel like baseball. I know it worked. And
it's a strategy out of desperation. It's.
Yeah. I like, because Piniella came up with it, right? When he was in Tampa. I think he's the father of the opener. But I remember
I thought it was what's his face?
Renee Lachman.
No.
Who else? Who can I think of?
Was the Tampa manager, then went to the Cubs, then went to Anaheim.
Oh,
Madden.
yeah, Madden. So smart and innovative and overrated. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought it was Piniella. Or maybe Piniella actually had the quote because his relievers were good, but his starters were awful.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm thinking about starting the relievers. I don't think he did it, but he may have said it.
I don't
right?
know. I don't know if Lou's genetics would have let him go to an opener.
Right. I remember some Mariners pitcher, when Lou was there, got hurt throwing at a guy, threw at a guy, and in the ensuing brawl, he hurt his arm. And so he was going to miss some time, and they gave him like an 8-game suspension or something. And Lou's argument was he's going to miss a month.
Yeah.
You don't think that's enough? And they go, the suspension is irrelevant to the injury. So instead of putting him on the injured list, they had him start the next day, throw one pitch well outside of the zone to the leadoff guy, and then they relieved him with a guy already ready from the pen.
Yeah.
Let him serve his suspension and then put him on the DL. So Sweet Lou always getting it done. Okay, so here we are, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Frankie Frisch with a little C&I single to center. Oh, here we go. I hope Romo kept the ball. Oh, here. Piniella considered it, but never did it. All right, fair enough. Here is Johnny Mize, Tampa, with Emma providing the annoying soundtrack in the background. Ooh, Johnny Mize got a lot of that. Hack Wilson at the wall. He brings it in.
Ooh.
So at the end of 7, it is 3-2 Cubs. Okay, now Raboski's got no business facing all these lefties. So it's definitely going to be Rosenthal time.
Yep. He's ready with 3 exclamation points. So
yeah, but he's only got 25 pitches, so this isn't going to be a long starring performance for Trevor Rosenthal.
Pitching for St. Louis, number 44, Trevor Rosenthal.
If he gets in trouble at all, we got to get somebody else up. Here's Hack Wilson.
I mean, at 25 pitches, we need to get some. Don't we need to get somebody up now?
I mean, if it goes south, it'll go south fast. The problem is, hang on, since we're controlling St. Louis, their pen is not that deep. So Isringhausen's great, but he's the closer. Don't see him much. Solis starts, Carpenter starts, Gibson starts. Wainwright pitches out of the bullpen for them in the playoffs, which just shows their depth. But the next true reliever down is Joe Horner with a 6 ERA. So I can get you Wainwright all day long. Matter of fact, if it ties up, we might want Wainwright to eat some innings. So I'm all right with that. Let's see here. Bullpen. It'll take Wainwright a little while to get rolling too anyway. All right. Let me give control back to the Cardinals. All right, here we go. Hack Wilson, lead it off.
Strike 3.
Sitting down. Javi Baez.
Strike 3.
Sitting down. Warhorse.
Strike 2.
Sitting down. Holy
Wow.
Not bad. Maybe they should have gone with the opener. Just saying. Here's Joe Medwick. The tap out. I don't believe they've got any great bats on their bench here. No, they're starting all their stars.
Yeah.
There's really nobody to pinch hit. So my team is on the field. Okay. Here's Ted Simmons. Popping it up.
Up there a long time to come.
Long time. Almost hit a catwalk.
Came down with snow on it.
Right. So 2 down for Albert Pujols. Gives it a ride, but not too rough. Hack Wilson's under it. We go to the 9th. Trevor Rosenthal's got 7 pitches left in him. Let's check him out. Hang on. We got to be St. Louis again. We'll do a mound visit and check in on him. Says he may be tired.
Mm.
So I think that you go right to Wainwright. Yeah,
I would think, yeah.
All right. In he comes.
Pitching for St.
Yeah.
Louis, number 50.
No,
Adam
Horner. Get Horner.
Wainwright.
Yeah, I smell that. I smell what you're cooking. All right. So Wainwright's in. Sandberg's hit ninth just to do our due diligence. I mean, Sandberg isn't great against righties, but the defense plays. They got a 1-run lead. I'm not feeling like they're going to pinch hit for Sandberg here.
No.
Okay. Let me give control back to St. Louis. All right, here we go. Ninth inning, 3-2 Cubs. Sandberg leading off with a tapper to short, 1 down. Here's Ernie Banks. Pops one to center. Edmonds has it. Wrong field. Hit that too. Here's Aramis Ramirez. Oh, he got that. Look at that.
Ooh.
A big insurance run. Aramis Ramirez with a laser beam home run. It's 4-2 Cubs. Here's Billy Williams. Lining out. All right, so it's Mordecai Brown. Now, just to make sure nobody can accuse us of not being ready. Strope's warming up. Ossenmacher if we get a lefty. I don't even know if there is a lefty. Oh, just Edmonds. And there's Emma providing all the encouragement a dog owner could ever love. Edmonds with a tapper. Brown has it. 1 down.
Only needed 3 fingers for that.
Right. Here's Rogers Hornsby.
Strike 3.
I wonder if the catcher ever put down 4 fingers and Brown gave him the finger, like show off. Instead of putting, if you're the catcher for the Cubs, if you're Gabby Hartnett and you want to intentionally walk somebody, you probably have a different sign for that, right?
Yeah.
Because for Mordecai Brown, if you go like this, it's kind of a jerk move, right? A little bit. Here's Ken Boyer with 2 down, game on the line. He got some of that, but Billy Williams looks comfortable.
There
you go. Cubs win. 4-2.
Cubs escape elimination.
Let's see how badly hurt Chick Hafey is.
The final score from Busch Stadium, Chicago 4, St. Louis 2. Mordecai Brown is the winner. Mort Cooper is the loser. Aramis Ramirez hit home run number 4 on the season. Time of the game, 2 hours, 45 minutes.
Number 4 on the postseason. Aramis Ramirez. Yeah, here we go. I hope Mordecai got a lot of high threes after the game. Here we go. Oh, yeah. That's tough. That's
you
tough.
You can call those pretzels whitey whackers.
Oh, not a bad idea. All right, so not bad for Mort Cooper, but Mordecai Brown was one really getting it done. But all right, so Hafey's injury is today only.
Okay.
So jammed his ankle, who knows what, but he'll be back for game 6. Now it's an off day. These are actually these are Sunday games we're playing, so it's an off day Monday. Game 6 is for this series. NLCS game 6 will be Tuesday, and game 6 and 7, if necessary, are back in Wrigley. So not only did the Cubs save their season, but now they get to go home. So good for the Cubs. Big win for them. Congratulations. I believe Cameron Fletcher is the actual MVP here. But big win for Chicago. Congrats to them. But that's not all, folks.
We got one more.
We got one more. Here we go, out to Fenway Park, which I've been to. You ever been to Fenway, Rob?
No.
You're not missing much, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
nice dingy green everywhere.
Here come all my neighbors to burn my house down, but that's fine. So it's Oakland and Boston. Pitching wise, it is Vida Blue, who's been dreadful in the playoffs, but 14-6 with a 3-1-2 in the regular season. So Oakland's playing with a little bit of house money, being up 3-1. So they're starting Vida Blue against Cy Young.
Never heard of him.
No pressure, right? Cy Young was hoping to win the Me Award this year, but
yeah,
I don't think that's happening. All right, so let's see. Against lefties, it's Ted Williams, but Ted's a lefty. Yeah, don't matter, right?
Yeah.
Ted could hit off an alien if he wanted to. So Ted cleans up. Ortiz, I think, actually plays first, which is ridiculous, but okay.
Well,
Mookie
there
Betts.
you go.
Mookie Betts, remember him? Oh, still a Red Sox in our game. When he's more Dodger than Sox, year-wise, service time-wise, we'll move him, but that's a little ways away.
It's kind of wishing he was back with Boston tonight.
Right.
But, you know.
Mookie actually plays center for them. And before you get all twisted about that, the only reason Mookie didn't play center in Boston was because Jackie Bradley Jr. was an absolute wizard defensively.
Yeah.
And if you weren't going to play him for his glove, you weren't going to play him at all.
Yeah.
So Mookie can play center. He's rated as an 8
and right field. And right field, basically, at Fenway, you probably want to put your best fielder out there anyway. It's a hard field.
Absolutely is. And Mookie's rated as a 10 in right field. Yeah. So I think they kind of got him right. He can also play second. He's a 6 at second base, and he'll gain shortstop eligibility after this real MLB season with the games he's putting in at short. So that's the kind of guy you want to trade away. Don't re-sign him if you're a small if you're a small market club. Don't re-sign that guy.
It's ironic they did that after winning in 2018. You know, don't you?
Right. It would have been like the Yanks trading Judge away.
Yeah,
a year and a half to go on his contract, right? Or a year to go on his contract. Here's Jimmy Rice. He'll play right. Bobby Dorr. I'm not hitting Dorr fifth because we're going to play Manny. This is the crux of the Boston lineup. If you play Mo Vaughn, and there ain't nothing wrong with peak Mo Vaughn, much better defender at first than Ortiz, then you got to play Manny in the outfield. And
that's an adventure.
You got Ted Williams in left. You got Jim Rice in right. So we're going to DH Manny. That means Ortiz plays first. Vaughn's available off the bench. This is also where it gets tricky because Wade Boggs' numbers aren't very good against lefties. So Nomar Garciaparra, who never played third base in Boston, played a lot of third later in his career. And the way it works is if you qualify at a position at any point in your career, you can play it in Eternal Baseball. The idea that a younger Nomar could have played third if they'd asked him to. So Nomar plays, but he plays third base, which gives us the X-Man at short. And Mike Stanley's numbers are better offensively, but the defense heavily favors Jason Varitek. So we'll get Jason Varitek in there to catch. If anybody has a problem with that, let me know. But I think it holds water. But if you think it's two Yankee fans conspiring to sink the good ship Fenway, I don't blame you. I wouldn't trust this either.
I mean, if you look at this lineup, I mean, you just got to be thinking,
pretty good, right? Yeah. All right. So over here on the Oakland side, against right-handers. Okay, hang on just 1 second. Here's our most valuable dog. We would like her to calm down. You see this pizza? Go get it. Okay. All right. So back to it here. Okay. So against righties, Jason Giambi's the cleanup hitter. He's had their best season. He usually DHs. It's Mickey Cochran hits second, so they can go lefty, righty, lefty. Jimmy Dykes is the third baseman. Jimmy Fox is the first baseman. Then it's actually Al Simmons leapfrogs Jose Canseco and plays a decent center field, even though he played mostly left in his career. Canseco qualifies in left, and we need right field open. Bob Johnson is the second baseman. Barely played there, but Oakland doesn't have a lot of right home second baseman stars. So here we go. Yeah. Bob Johnson, he's a great hitter. He was just mainly an outfielder, but he does qualify at second as an average second baseman. So he gets a lot of time there. Reggie Jackson plays in right. rated as a decent fielder in right, which a lot of people don't think of him as, but I think younger Reggie was a more interested fielder
Yeah.
than the one who shared the field with Enrico Palazzo. And here's Miguel Tejada at short. It's not bad. Ricky Henderson on the bench. Something to watch for. So with that, it's time for baseball.
Pitching for Boston, Cy Young. Leading off for Oakland, third baseman, Jimmy Dykes.
Let's get these heads a little bigger. We're going to be Boston tonight. Oakland's a computer. Dykes is a good bunter. We'll keep that in mind. I got to try to move this one along a little bit.
Catcher, Mickey Cochran.
Mickey Mantle was named after Mickey Cochran.
First baseman,
Trivia for tonight.
Jimmy Fox.
One more X and we couldn't show this to kids.
Oh, no.
With a tapper, Nomar, the third baseman, is up to it. Up to the task.
Pitching for
3
Oakland,
up, 3 down.
Vida Blue.
Vida.
Leading
Sounds
off
terrible.
for Boston, center fielder, number 50, Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts. Unless you're a tiny market team, I can't imagine trading away that guy.
No, that's
First baseman, number
That's
34,
nuts.
David
Man.
Ortiz.
And made worse that nothing they got for him turned out. For them,
Yeah.
at least, right? Like, ugh. Oh, there's Big Poppy going yard, by the way. While I was waxing poetic about Mookie
Right
Betts.
fielder, Jim Rice.
Jim Rice. He got a lot of that.
I see the Boston faithful turned out for this game.
Oh, it's off the very top of the wall. But the double.
Left fielder,
Yeah, a lot
number
of
9,
Sox fans there.
Ted.
Here's Ted Williams. 1 down, runner on second. Here we go. I know. It's hard to find a straight-on good shot of a ballpark during a game. It really is. If you find one, a high-res one, let me know. Send me the link. Send it to turtlebaseball@gmail.com, I think. Anyway.
Yeah, you have to catch it at just the right time because otherwise you've got people in the field in the picture. So.
Exactly. Here's Ted Williams. My favorite Red Sox. How do you not like Ted Williams? Come on. Popping out to first. Jimmy Fox with a great
Designated hitter, Manny Ramirez.
This is Manny Ramirez.
Ball 4.
You think Manny and Ted,
Second baseman,
as teammates in their
Bobby
prime,
Doer.
would have got along? Because Manny actually loved to talk hitting. It was all he liked in baseball. But I can't think of 2 more different guys.
The personalities are wildly different, but I'm sure at least they could bond over talking hitting.
Yeah, I bet that's probably all they would talk about. But
yeah, because if there's one thing, if there's one thing Manny knew how to do, it was hit. He was,
they would probably love each other or kill each other.
Or both.
Or both, yeah. Here's Bobby Doer. He got a lot of that, but Al Simmons is under it.
Designated hitter,
But
Jason
the Sox draw
Giambi.
first blood off Big Poppy's home run to right. It's 1-0 Red Sox as we go to the second. Jason Giambi sends one for a ride, but Jim Rice, no problem.
Center fielder, Al Simmons.
Al Simmons, who would later become Spawn. That's good to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Left fielder, Jose.
So he's got that going for him.
Yeah, right. Hard to hit with all of that cape and all those chains, though.
All those chains and
oof. Canseco just put one off the wall.
Second
terribly
baseman,
upset my
Bob
dog.
Johnson.
Bob Johnson gives it a ride. Mookie Betts, no problem.
Third baseman, Nomar Garcia Parra.
Not bad. Can't say Vida Blue, but he can say Nomar Garcia Parra.
Yeah.
Shortstop, number 2, Xander Bogaerts.
All right. Fair enough. It's like me trying to say Burley.
Catcher, number 33, Jason Varitek.
Bartek. It's a shame that the chest protector covers up that big C on his jersey.
Yeah.
Jerk.
Strike 3.
Right fielder, number 44, Reggie
Top of the third,
Jackson.
Reggie Jackson. Mookie's on that.
Yeah.
Shortstop, Miguel Tejada.
Miguel Tejada. Oh, rushing for that double.
And he's in.
Hustle double from Miguel. One
There
out.
we
Here's
go.
Jimmy Dykes.
It's clearly young Miguel.
Yeah, Ted was always a kind of disinterested left fielder from what I've read. I think he would have eaten up DH.
Oh, yeah.
I think the better question is, could you imagine Ted with video review, right? Actually being
Good
able
Lord.
to study advanced study other pitchers and
Man would have hit 500.
Yeah, that's my argument when people go nuts about how, nobody from the 20s could have played in today's baseball. I'm like, today's game is better, I think, on average, right? The level of play is definitely
I think the
higher,
level of athletic skill is up.
Absolutely. But I think the stars could have played at any time because you give them, trainers and nutrition and video study and advanced scouting like you wouldn't have believed.
Athletic ability enhances skill.
Yeah.
In baseball, as opposed to like football or basketball, where the skill enhances the athletic ability.
That's fair.
So,
who's that might be worth watching for most of you. Oh, okay. Here's Mickey Cock. Oh, look at Ted Williams. I just ripped his fielding. He has a chance to make this catch with 2 outs, a 38% chance. If he plays it for a single, because that's the postage stamp that is left field in Fenway, he might hold Tejada at third. I'm not feeling a 38% dive.
No.
All right. Williams dive? No, thank you. And Tejada holds at third. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's Jimmy Fox.
Left
Popping
field is a smaller field.
Yeah, there's a reason they put Manny in left.
Yeah.
Manny played a decent amount of right field in Cleveland, but that wasn't going to happen in Fenway.
No.
I've had Red Sox fans go, you can't play Manny in right in Boston, and they're correct.
Yes.
But you want to go tell Ted Williams he's not playing the outfield? They're moving him out of left? I mean, and you can say, yeah, well, you can just DH Ted. Sure, you can. But what are you doing with David Ortiz at that point? Like, come on. It's a good problem to have, I guess.
Yeah.
Here's Mookie Betts. Grounding out to Jimmy Dykes. Here's the hero of the day so far, David Ortiz.
Wrapping it around Pesky's pole.
Or Canseco's head, but
yeah,
he makes the catch. Here's Jimmy Rice. Al Simmons is on that.
Never forget, once I was watching a Yankees Red Sox game and Jim Rice crashed against the fence, lost his hat into the stands. Some fan picked it up. He went into the stands to get it.
That's awesome.
This was in Yankee Stadium.
Right? Yeah. And Jim Rice also saved that kid's life, probably, in Fenway, who got hit with the liner. Yeah. And Rice took him out of the stands down to their trainer to get him the quickest medical help ever. So we rip on Boston, and not without reason, but we give it up when credit's due. Jason
I'll respect them when they're gone. So Jim Rice, hey, sure.
Yeah, Ortiz just booted that grounder at first. So Giambi is on with nobody out. Here's Al Simmons. Sending one to left. Ted Williams doesn't look concerned. Puts it away. Here's Canseco.
Strike 3.
And if you're wondering where Mark McGwire is, he has had terrible seasons every year of Eternal Baseball, I think. One year he had some power, but hit like 218 or something.
Yeah.
Remember, McGuire's numbers didn't go stratospheric until he got to St. Louis. So his best 3 years are still pretty damn good. But on a team with Giambi and Jimmy Fox, sometimes he's the odd man out in that first base rotation. Here's Bob Johnson. Sitting down. Ted Williams to lead off, bottom of the fourth. Al Simmons is under that. Here's Manny walking. Bobby Dorr.
Strike 3.
Sitting down. And Nomar.
Strike 3.
Sitting down. Reggie Jackson leads off.
Strike 3.
Sits down. Miguel Tejada gives it a ride, but Mookie is unconcerned. Jimmy Dykes.
Yeah, this program is not particularly kind to the slugger.
No. Or the reliever.
Yeah.
Or Ty Cobb. Or Tom.
That blows my mind. I figured.
Or Tom Seaver.
Yeah. Ty Cobb, I would figure, would have been all over this game.
Yeah, I played a week's worth of Tiger games, just trying to have him bunt a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
That was such a big part of his actual game, and I wondered if the computer was just not doing it enough, and it didn't make any difference. So the idea that Cobb hits 260 regularly is one of the frustrations of eternal baseball.
Yeah.
The other guy, Tom Seaver's, never had a good year. 4 seasons, never had a good season. Ugh. There's
that's a guy who managed to have good seasons on very bad Mets teams.
Absolutely, right? Here's Jason Varitek.
Strike 3.
I mean, anybody can have a bad year in eternal baseball. That's the bit of the modifier that happens to every player at every season. Their numbers get modified anywhere between up and down 30%. And that number can't be seen or changed by anybody. But you can tell when a guy's got a restrictor plate on, basically. A couple months into the season, and you're like, Mickey Mantle's hitting 212.
Yeah.
Like, you get it.
It's
and
not 1968,
and that's when you adapt and he plays less, right? That's why Mark McGwire, on this Oakland roster. So, but for a guy to have it 4 years in a row, the odds of that are pretty slim. But Ty Cobb and Tom Seaver will let you know it's a real thing. It can happen. All right, so 2 down. Here's Mookie. Walking. He's got wheels. Not really. 49%.
Yeah.
We'll let Poppy hit.
Strike 3.
Or not. Sitting down. Here's Mickey Cochran. Hits one to the wall. That'll definitely be 2. He's in there.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, that was the deepest part of the park there.
Hit it off that weird bullpen funky thing they got going on, the triangle.
Yeah.
So leadoff double for Mickey Cochran. Here's Jimmy Fox. With a single to right. Rice is up with it. Cochran will hold with nobody out. Makes sense. Coming soon. It takes a while in eternal baseball. I think after this year is the first year that Manny Machado is more Padre than Oriole. So we'll make that change for season 5. But it's a long tail, especially if a guy played out most of his career. So Boston should have traded him sooner. Hey, and speaking of, if you say Ty Cobb 3 times in a mirror, Tino appears. Good to see you, Tino. Still with us after his heartbreaking Tiger loss.
Yeah,
last week.
Look, they're doing it to Boston too. So
yeah, we'll get Boston. Here's Jason Giambi. Not Jeremy. Sitting down. 1 down for Al Simmons. That'll get the tie and run home. Simmons digs. He's in with a double. Here's Jose Canseco. Runners on second and third, 1 out. He gave it a ride. He gave it a big ride. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I don't even know the name of that street it landed on. But that was a dagger right there.
That Yawkey Way out there?
Yeah, the Yawkey Way is something totally different, though, isn't it? It's being the last to integrate. But I digress. 3-run homer for Jose Canseco. It's 4-1 A's. 4-1 A's. With 1 down, here's Bob Johnson. He gave it a ride, too. Mookie Betts is there. Here's Reggie. With a single. All right, given that this is an elimination game for Boston, it's probably time to get somebody up in that bullpen.
Yeah.
And it can be a starter, too.
Calvin Schiraldi. No, wait.
Actually, it's
Bob Stanley.
It's either Louis Tiant or Dutch Leonard, but Dutch Leonard would start the next game if they get one. So Tiant's numbers are actually better. I don't have any problem with Louis Tiant.
Let's go with Louis.
All right. We'll get him rolling here. Bullpen, El Tiante.
Plus, Louis came to the Yankees and had some fine years.
Yeah. And he started that game, that bonus game with Bucky Dent, right? Wasn't that Tiant? May have to look that up. Somebody else will get it.
I'm not sure. He might. I don't know if he did.
They want Larry Anderson. Or Oil Can Boyd.
Oil Can.
Screw Boston. All right, fair enough. Here's Miguel Tejada. Oh, Reggie's on the run. He's in there.
Oh, Reggie.
Look at that. Showboat.
Fueled by candy bars.
Tejada with a single to center. Betts is up with it. Will Jackson test the arm of Mookie Betts? If we throw home, we have a 12% chance with 2 down.
12% chance to make it or to get
him. 12% to get it.
Okay.
Tejada will take second, but it's already 4-1. I kind of think you got to roll.
I think you have to give it a try at 4-1. Yeah.
Throwing home, yes. There's the throw. He's in there. Tejada holds it first. Let's visit that mound. Cy Young's strong. He's not tired yet. He could throw 50 more pitches, but he hasn't been very effective here.
Yeah.
Tiant isn't quite ready yet. So whatever you think, Young's got to face Jimmy Dykes. Oh, and we're going to try to pick off Tejada because he's way too frisky over there at 95%.
Goodness.
71. All right, we'll live with that. Here's Jimmy Dykes. He got quite a bit, but look at Mookie shaming Jim Rice.
Oh, Jim Rice won't stand for that.
Maybe the cat's right behind him. But it's the third out, so we go to the bottom of the sixth. It's 5-1 A's.
Off the bat of Big Jose.
Right? Jim Rice with a fly out. Here's Ted Williams. You got a lot of that.
Yep. But so
it's
did Reggie.
Off the top of the wall.
Rattling around the triangle.
Williams will hang on with his 5th double in the postseason. Here's Manny Ramirez. Sitting down. 2 down for Bobby Doerr.
Billy Martin coming in to pull Jackson.
Right? They seem to be having some sort of disagreement in the dugout. Here's Mickey Cochran. Now, Tiant's ready. Do we let Young start to see if he's figured it out?
No, I think you go get Louis.
Right away. Get him right away?
Yeah.
All right, come here, Louis.
Pitching for Boston.
He's a starter. Bring him in clean.
Luis
Makes sense.
Tiant.
Well, whatever. Yeah. Mickey Cochran with a little looper to second. Jimmy Fox with a little looper to first. Oh, here we go. Mike Torres. Appreciate that.
I think Torres was a Yankee the year before.
Here's so he's a double agent.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. James got a good point. The problem with the A's bullpen is they've only got 2 guys you trust. Raleigh Fingers, Dennis Eckersley. Catfish Hunter is actually out of their postseason rotation. So you could use Hunter prospectively in the 7th. I don't have any problem with that. We'll have to nudge the computer in that direction. All right. So there we go. And that was, I got to pop it up on the screen, courtesy of our friend James. Fair enough. So Tiant versus Giambi, 2 down. David Ortiz with that golden glove over there. And I mean, when I say golden, I mean made out of metal.
Yeah. Actually, it's gold foil wrapped around candy.
You got to eat a lot of Rolos to cover an entire glove.
Look, a chocolate bunny.
Man, Vida Blue 3 hitting Boston and Fenway.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that Vida Blue can't make it through this inning. So
yeah, One thing I do like, even though obviously I'm a Yankee fan, they had won 2 straight titles, but the 4 teams that are left, none of them have won the whole thing. So we're guaranteed a new champ.
Yeah.
A first-time champ in Eternal Baseball. I like that. I think that's cool. Oh, here we go. True story. Oh, there you go. Wes Torres. Nephew of Mike Torres. That's good to know. All right, so here we go. Bottom of the 7th, Nomar's up. I don't believe we've got anybody specifically. Oh, we got Mo, actually. We got Mo Vaughn to pinch hit at some point here. Hang on. And Carl Yastrzemski. But the only guy to really pinch hit for is Bogarts. But who's up next? If we pinch hit for Bogarts, we could slide Nomar to short and Boggs could come in at third. So just something to keep an eye on here. Nomar running it. Oh, Bob Johnson kicks it.
Oh, Bob.
We got a runner on. All right, Xander. So against the left-hander, our best shot here, OPS versus left, is actually Yaz. I don't think any Sox fan is going to cry that we pinch hit Carl Yastrzemski.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we can pinch hit Mo Vaughn next and play Mike Stanley for Veritek in the following inning.
Pinch hitting for
it's
Boston.
the pinch hit inning
Carl
here in Fenway.
Yastrzemski.
Yeah, James is all over it right here. And Tino reminds us it should be the Tigers, not the A's. Fair enough. I appreciate the tunnel vision there. So here's a Yaz. Oh, and look at this. It's in the gap. Send Nomar home. Safe chance, 63%, but there's nobody out. And we're down 4 runs. I don't think we got to risk that, yeah? Nobody out? He's scoring on something.
With nobody out, no.
He's scoring on something this inning.
Yeah.
All right, send Garciaparra home? No. But it is Mo Vaughn time.
Pinch hitting for Boston.
And I know Boston fans soured on Mo Vaughn, and his career definitely went south once he left Boston. But when he was in Boston, he was Frank Thomas. He was a frigging terror.
I mean, when he left Boston, I mean, he was the #1 free agent to get that year, you know. Yep. So,
and sensing his imminent collapse, the Mets were all over that.
Yeah, I think as soon as the Mets signed him, the collapse was imminent. It's just the way it works out for the Mets.
That's how it goes. So here's with nobody out, runners on second, third. Here's Mo Vaughn. Tapper to blue. They got Nomar in a rundown.
Oh.
So it's only one down. Oh, they didn't get him, though. He got back to third. Look at that.
Wow.
Bases loaded for Mookie Betts. With nobody out, bases loaded. Isn't it time to get Vida Blue out of there?
Yeah, I think we may want to go catfish.
We're looking at Mookie, and Mookie hits lefties better than righties. It absolutely makes sense. We're going to grab control of Oakland here just to put Catfish in. And
pitching for Oakland, Catfish, Hunter.
To get Raleigh fingers working.
Yeah.
Okay. Option. Preference.
What did I say about Vida Blue making it out of this inning?
Right? Catfish, Hunter. Nobody out. Hunter versus Betts. Oh, wait a minute. There you go. All right, so Mookie Betts. He got some of that. Not enough, though, but Jose's got it. Nomar's probably coming home. Yeah. No throw. 5-2. Runners first and second. Probably doesn't do us. I'm thinking about Boggs and Stanley coming in, but I don't know that they're base running upgrades from Yaz and Mo. None of them can run.
No,
so,
yeah, it's.
Oh. And Cam's point was it was fun watching Mo take off from first 10 straight times. That makes sense. He was huffing.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I think Judge did that to Soto a couple nights ago.
Ugh. Ortiz taps to second. They flipped it to Hada, but Mo Vaughn clotheslines him. There will be no double play, but with 2 down, now it's runners on the corners for Jim Rice. Raleigh is ready. Hunter's okay, though. Oh, he sits Jim Rice down.
Hunter did
Boston. We had
Catfish
bases
did the
loaded.
job.
We had bases loaded, nobody out. We got 1 run.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay, so now we got to do a little lineup.
I mean, and the pinch hitting strings worked. I mean, those guys got on base and kept the inning going. It was just, you know.
All right, so it's Boggs in for Vaughn. He'll play third. It's Stanley in for Yastrzemski. He will catch. And Nomar slides to short. Okay.
Yeah, looks like we got everything covered.
All right, there we go. Got enough fielders on the field. Here's El Tiante. Al Simmons getting under it. Mookie Betts does too. Oh, Webb Jim. Told you he could play center.
Crashed through the scoreboard and scared the rats.
Wow, Simmons is retired. Okay, here's Jose, who had the big blow. This one not as impressive. Ted Williams puts him away. Here's Bob Johnson. Oh, he lashes one into the corner. Into the stands, apparently. Ted Williams climbs that weird ladder they have over there.
And descends into the left field seats over there.
James has got a good point here. Because Oakland's batting in the top of the 8th. So it's early for the closer, I think.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's a guy ready for the next inning.
Raleigh will get the 8th. And Eck would pitch the 9th. Good to see Eck, just to see the mustache. And don't think he wouldn't like putting it to Boston. Just say it. All right, so with runner on second, 2 down, here's Reggie Jackson. Oh, Jim Rice came up with it. That was important to cut that off. Throw home, out chance 7%. It ain't much, but it's 5-2. I think you got to give it a shot.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not wild about it either, but here we go. Will there be a play at the plate? There will not. Safe at home. Reggie holds. Here's Miguel Tejada. Stanley says, hey, I'm new here.
Hi. Mike Stanley.
Oh, right off Tejada's ear.
Oh.
I mean,
not giving him any bacon either.
Right. The only option we really got in the pen, Bergmeier's not bad against lefties. And Papelbon, our favorite player, is sensational. Had a great year. But, well, Cochran's up next. So we could feasibly get Bergmeier ready. 2 of the next 3 hitters are lefties.
Yeah.
Here's Jimmy Dykes. A little flare to center, but Mookie's there. Great play. Puts it away. All right, so now Catfish pitched a perfect 7th. Do we let him pitch at all, or do we go to Raleigh, who's ready? It's Raleigh Fingers.
Who we got coming up?
For us, it's Ted Williams, Manny Ramirez, Bobby Dorr. I could see it either way, really.
Yeah. You know, Fingers is up and rolling.
Hard to argue with bringing in Raleigh Fingers, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll take control of Oakland.
Let's not have him waste those pitches in the, it'd be crazy to have him waste those pitches in the pen.
That's true. All right, look at
Raleigh.
Him. Look at that mustache.
It's worth bringing him in just to look at him. Oakland gets control back. Here's Ted Williams. Sending one down the line, but Reggie's under it. 1 down. Manny Ramirez. Sending one to Jose. He's under it. Great play.
Great play.
Who knew?
Yeah.
It must have knocked him cold and landed on his chest.
Bounced off his head and into his glove.
Right between his pecs. So it was considered an out.
Clearly, this is young Canseco when he first broke in. And
Right. Here's 2 down from Bobby Dorr. Bottom of the 8th. Oh, Dorr hit in the ear. He'll scramble to first. I don't believe we've got any options here. Wait, bat against righties. Who is it? Nomar? Yeah, we could pinch hit Pedroia here, but that's our last shortstop. So I think we got to let Nomar hit.
I think so.
Even if we get lucky and tie it up, we're going to need a shortstop.
Yeah.
A little floater, Tejada's under it. All right, so Bergmeyer's ready to come in.
Pitching for Boston, Tom Bergmeyer.
Cameron's like, you still got starters you could pitch. Absolutely. But I got 2 out of 3 lefties here in the bottom of the 8th. Cochran hits one foul. Wow, Ted Williams caught it in the 5th row.
All right,
have it. Here's Jimmy Fox.
Strike 3.
Sitting down.
And they said Ted was disinterested.
Right? Must want a hot dog.
Yeah.
Here's Jason Jambi with a single to right center. Mookie Betts better stop running in front and behind of Jim Rice. They'll have a conversation about that, I think, later.
It will be very terse.
Right? Just in case, Papelbon and might even be Raj. Wow. No, he's got no pitches. Pedro's got 20 pitches. Just in case. Here's Al Simmons. Runner on first, 2 down. Taps to third. Wade Boggs is up with it. Throws across. Not in time.
Not in time.
I think if we visit, who's up next? Canseco, who murders left. Well, not murders, but he's better against lefties. A little mound trip. Bergmeyer's okay. But given that this is an elimination game, are we bringing Papelbon in to close this out?
I would think.
All right. As much as we love him, even Boston fans don't like him.
No,
Pitching for Boston
because he looked like
number
this.
58.
Yeah.
Jonathan Papelbon.
Papelbon. Okay. Papelbon. Okay. But
Or as the New York Post referred to him a number of times, Papelbon.
Yeah, exactly right. But for a short stretch, he was an absolutely fearsome reliever. We could use some of that right now. Canseco not interested. A double off the wall, 2-run score. It's 8-2 Oakland.
Canseco is probably your player of the game on this point.
Probably, right?
Strike 3.
Bob Johnson
Catcher,
sits down.
Number 24, Mike Stanley.
I hate that we're leading off Mike Stanley, but he's the only other catcher on the roster. So he's hitting.
Somebody's got to
I totally look
just
out of
Chicago.
Look, out of respect, in case it goes crazy sideways.
Get the eck up.
Honestly, I forgot about this when the game got out of hand. But yes, we will. We'll get Eck warming up.
That's right. Fingers was an old school reliever. He would do more than one.
He absolutely could. And if they were up 8-2, they would. And he was throwing well. They'd leave him in anyway, right?
Yeah.
There's no point putting Eck in at this point. But we're getting him ready just in case. Look at Mike Stanley with a leadoff single. Now he's going to steal second. You watch.
Third baseman.
It's an impressive bit of hitting with the mask on.
Not bad, right?
Boggs.
Here's Wade Boggs. To Bob Johnson, he flips to Tejada back to first. It's a double play. Tough.
Oh, I could just hear my mom yelling at Boggs to get the piano off his desk.
2 down in the 9th. It's Raleigh Fingers. Boston's last chance. Rides on Mookie. Oh, and just, we're not the only ones crowing. Cameron Fletcher with the line of the postseason, baby. That's tough.
Both.
All right. Why not both? Here's Mookie Betts. Lines out to Jimmy Dunn. It's a final.
The final score from Fenway Park, Oakland 8, Boston 2. Vida Blue is the winner. Cy Young is the loser. Jose Canseco hit home run number 2 on the season. David Ortiz hit number 3. Time of the game, 3 hours, 16 minutes.
Yeah, Jose Canseco 3 for 5 with a run scored, 5 RBI, 2 doubles, and a homer. So
yeah, it's a good day at the office.
Yeah, not bad at all.
That is that vintage Canseco.
Yeah, Bergmeyer ended up not pitching well, but mainly because he put 2 men on, and then Papelbon gave up that double. Player of the game, obviously, Jose Canseco. So that moves the A's to the World Series. That's right, James. Oakland goes to the World Series for the first time, or the Eternal Series, excuse me. They'll play the winner of the NLCS, that's Cubs Cardinals, which is headed back to Wrigley for Game 6 on Tuesday. Remember, St. Louis, though, leads that series 3-2. So, as always, you can keep track of us on our homepage. That's eternalbaseball.com, or on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. We are easy to find. If you're missing a player, or you didn't like the strategy, you want to see something different, let us know. We always say we'll never know any team better than their diehard fans. So let us know what you like. Good point here. Sub 500 team in the World Series, and that's true. And that just goes to show you everybody's got a chance except the Nationals in Eternal Baseball. We appreciate you guys tuning in too. Thanks for your time. If you like what you saw, the best thing you can do to help us is hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this on your own social media. Let your Seamhead friends know if they haven't caught on to Eternal Baseball. It's a great time and the very best baseball you'll ever see between November and June. We'll wrap this up in time for Major League Baseball's All-Star break. We're here to get you through the winter and to crown a brand new champion in Eternal Baseball. So thanks for joining us tonight. Rob, thanks for coming out of the pen.
Hey, no problem.
And beating the Red Sox.
Let's play 2. We just did.
Yeah. Ernie Banks will be so proud of us.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for joining us in the comments. We appreciate it. And we will see you next week for another thrilling edition of the Eternal Baseball Podcast.